Hello and welcome to another episode of Stock Shots. Please remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion based on some things I see, like support and resistance, supply and demand, and of course, some indicators that may be on the screen. So always do your own due diligence. Make sure you educate yourself and always look to the left because we're looking at things that have already happened. Think about what things may do in the future. So this is another episode of Stock Shots. Welcome. All right, let's get started on the first fund, and that's going to be our all-time favorite, or one of my favorites. I'm sorry, the C fund. So the C fund here is looking like it wants to complete the pattern. We were talking about the head and shoulders pattern, which is a downward or bearish pattern. Now, with that being said, there is a gap in the daily time frame that is below current price action. That signifies to me if the price action cannot hold the level of 58.31, that we're most likely going to see a downturn. There is a weekly trend line that is right here. That would signify a good drop down. Currently, we still haven't seen a confirmation. Now, the only thing I'm saying with confirmation is that it hasn't confirmed a close below the week of December 16th. Now, once we get a close below there, I'll be more, confident that it's going to come down further. Perfectly for me, I would look for it to hit here, which is, of course, the, say, 5,700. Around that area is a lot of support right there. It was resistance last time I drew that line. Same thing here. We have, actually, let's change that to support. There we go. And same thing here. Because if you notice, as you are coming up, these things are resistance. When you're coming down, they are support. So that's one of the main things you want to realize when you are looking at charts and you're thinking about moving funds around your TSP. All right, is price going up or down? Is it just going sideways? So those are the three areas you're looking at: up, down, or sideways. Keep it simple. That way you really won't make any bad mistakes. The trend line going down, though, is still unbroken. So price action currently is going down, and it's been going down since December 9th. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. In the last 2 weeks, we've had upward movement, but we haven't been able to go above that December 16th. So I'm still waiting for it to go up to me a little bit more, but I really want to see it come down. I don't mind this coming down. I'm in a G fund, so I'd rather it come down at this point and then wait for a rally to get back in. But I do see this daily gap. I want to see this gap filled before I go back into the C fund. So let's talk about, I don't have to. There it is. Here we go. S fund. Now with the S fund, this is doing the same thing. All right. We're on the daily and change to the weekly. There we go. So we've had a push above the last week's close, a pretty good push at that. Now, the only thing I'm saying is it hasn't completed this pattern as well, that head and shoulders pattern. So that head and shoulders pattern is telling me that it's most likely more bearish movement to come. And we have been selling off in this since the same thing, December 9th. And it's not an exact same chart, but it's very close. Now, with that being said, I'm waiting for the pattern to complete, and I want to see it come down again. Now, what I will do is I'll take this off. I do want to see if I have another trend line that I can draw to give me, yes, there is one, give me a better sense of where price action may go when it comes down. So you may be asking why I do that. Well, there's 2 points. Point one is back here when it was at last lowest low. That was in October of 23. Then we had another area here in August of 24. So that gives me two areas to draw my trend line. With that being said, if this head and shoulders pulls off, I am looking for it to come down here. Now we also have another gap in the daily time frame. That daily time frame gap is right here, the same as the C fund. All right, so They may not be the exact same, but they look very, very similar at this point. So if price action comes down, I would look for it, of course, to go to the 25. What is that? 2205 area, 2205. If it goes down further, I would look for it then to go to the 2101. So that's it for this one for the S fund. Now, so let's go into international. So international, of course, can be affected a lot by news. If we get a lot of good news internationally, especially over in Asia, this may go up. Currently, if you have not heard, the Chinese, I think it's the Chinese currency, is not doing well at all. So, with that in mind, this may continue to go down because I'm pretty sure it wants to. It looks like it's going to continue down in this channel that we currently have, and that's been going down since September. So we had a really good pop up here in August, but in September it just started breaking down, and it's been doing it consistently. Now we could get a pop back up to the upside, maybe to about the $77 range. At that point, if that holds, if the $77 range holds after a pop up, we may go sideways for a while. But I am looking for it to continually go forward in the downward direction, at least to $72. That's essentially where I would see it. But let's see, in the weekly, there are other areas if it goes past there, but we'll cover it when we get to those areas. So at least $72 will be my target if it goes down before I put any money in an international fund. Now, of course, we haven't forgotten the bond fund. So the bond fund is doing the same thing as the international. We've been breaking down in that since September 16th. This one is currently doing the same thing. It's breaking down. At this point, I don't see a push up coming for it. It may. If it does, it's not going to be much. It's only going to be to the $97 area, and that's going to be like right there. If we get another push up, it may hit where that $98.31 area is, but it's most likely going to continue down. I think it's going to stay in that channel, and I want to say it's probably going to come down here to the $93.93 area, right around there. Now, we did have a really good push back here. We had a breakdown in our channel, and that was great in May. After that, I remember I'm pretty sure I put money in the bottom fund at that point, and we had a nice push up. That was nice. So if we do that, can this do it again? It might be able to, but you got to wait for it. Currently, we are in a sell. We have nothing here saying we need to buy. Of course, I'm just waiting. I'm being patient. I can be patient, wait for my win. So that's it for this week in Stock Shots. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, and Happy New Year.